Hello and welcome to my second tutorial on how to on how to run a Craftbukkit server. First, today we're going to learn how to download a plugin and install it. First, go to forums.bukkit.org. Then I got distracted, so ignore this. Yeah, so now you go to plugin releases, and then you browse the forums. We're looking for a plugin called Essentials. Without this plugin, Bukkit is basically the vanilla server with plugin support. So it looks like the Bukkit Essentials isn't there. So we're going to have to use the search function, which is right up at the top. So type in Essentials into there. Once you've done that, once I've spelled it right, press enter and it searches. So now you need to look for Essentials. It should be there, probably one of the top ones. Yep, it's that one. Click, then you'll need to look for the download link. This is usually right up at the top of the post. And that's a load of errors someone had. I've obviously gotten distracted again. Sorry about this. So yeah, once I stop being distracting, we can download the plugin. What am I doing? I don't know. Right, yeah, so now we're scrolling up again. So now we're looking for the download link. This is the main post, so it'll be somewhere here. Yes, this is the main post. So yeah, read all that stuff, just so you know what it does and all that sort of stuff. It's the beta version of Essentials 2. So we'll need to find the download link, which is that one. Then we need to download it, because it'll take us to the wiki. So what you're looking for is the full kit, which is every single Essentials plugin. Yes, there's more than one. Right, so download it, and it'll come up with this save dialog. Save it in your Bukkit folder. So for me, it'll be Craftbukkit tutorial. So save it in there. Save it in your plugins folder. Save it, and then it will save. Open that zip folder, and then you'll need to extract the file. So go into there, and you'll see a load of jar files. Extract them into your plugins folder, or copy and paste them, as I'm doing. So copy and paste them, like so. And this method will mostly work for all plugins, or nearly all plugins. There may be some complex ones that require something else. So now you start your server, like so. Then it loads up the server with all that goldy goop. And then, hopefully, yes, the plugin is loading. That's right. The plugin you just downloaded has worked. So, once you've done that, now we can test it. Well, no, not test it. Now we can configure it. Configuration is very important. So, we need to find the config file. We right click on it and edit it. And then it comes up with that. Sadly, Notepad is very rubbish, so I recommend you download Notepad++ to edit these config files. Because YML is very crap. So just adjust these settings to your liking. They're very self-explanatory, but if you want, you can see me setting them, and set them to my recommended settings. So I'm going to start editing now. I'm going to shut up now for a bit. I'm hoping you can actually read it. If not, I'll, if you can't read it, I'll paste the config file onto the forum post at request. So yeah, I recommend Notepad++. It's very useful for anything bukkit config files like YML files. And when we get on to using essentials later, and when we get onto the third tutorial, which is getting permissions working, which we'll find out why after near the end of this video. It will be very handy if you had a text editor that's more complex than Notepad. And also, if you ever want to start programming a bukkit, maybe I'll do a tutorial on that. Then, yeah, Notepad++ may be useful, or you could use your IDE. But I'm getting off topic, so save it. Then type reload into the console to reload the config. Now we can test it in Minecraft. Yes, go to type in your local IP. Yes, I typed it in right this time. So, yes, once it's loaded, you can now test the plugin. And as you can see, there's a message of the day, which is good. That's what's supposed to happen, and I'm dying. I'm going to die, aren't I? Yep, I'm dying. I have fallen into the void. And I have fallen into the void and died. So respawn, and hopefully this time I can respawn without dying. And yes, I can. So now I can test it. I am running this server in a limited mode because it's running on localhost. So test the commands, for example, that's /help. Everyone can use /help. And then type in another command. Say use one of them commands. And yes. Yes, and what you'll find now is that I don't have permissions to use these plugins, even though I'm the server admin. This is where the permission plugin comes in. The permission plugin is the equivalent of HTML groups and users. Without it, all your users have the same command, and you can't have moderators which have different commands. You could just set yourself as an off, but that means you want moderators that don't have the moderation command. That maybe you have moderators that you don't want the same command as an admin. But Essentials does come with a built-in permissions thing. This is me editing it. Until you get proper permissions, I would just recommend you set yourself as the admin in permissions. I mean, Essentials. Permissions is a lot more advanced than it. This is just temporary until we get actual permissions working, which will be my next tutorial. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm hoping this will work. Yes, now we're typing reload into the console once more, and hopefully now I should be able to use the /div command. No, I can't. See, that's the problem. The permissions on this isn't really that good. That's just why you need the permissions plugin. So yeah, thank you for watching. And I hope you'll join me again for third tutorial, which I might do today, I might not. I probably won't. Bye!